We've kind of jumped around, excuse me.
This one is tabled till next month. Jim's tabling this till next month, and not ready to discuss.
Yes, I understood that. I heard the conversation. You distracted me from what I was going to say, which I can. Next is Zach Lamb here. Zach, would you spend a few moments with us, please?
Absolutely.
Zach is the director of our region for Mid-Mountain.
I'm the field referee.
Field rep for region. Thanks for coming.
You bet. Here you go. Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. My name is Zach Lamb. I'm the field rep for Romney for President in Eastern Iowa. So I've got Linn County, Johnson County, Scott County yesterday with our great event in Davenport. Hence my sunburn, or my nice glow I have here today. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I came this evening to introduce myself to Linn County. I'm excited to be here. I really am. I'm living in Iowa City, so I'm not too far, right up through all the construction. And, you know, we're just really excited to be here. I want to tell you a little bit about the operation that Romney for President is setting up. I'm going to move this up. Can y'all hear me? Is that good? Is that better? Okay. So what we're doing is we're setting up the most robust general election organization that Iowa has ever seen for any candidate. By the end of this thing, we're going to have about 45 full-time staffers for Romney for President on the ground. There's 3 other Zachs around the state, so there's 4 field reps. Luke Marks is our field director. I'm sure many of you know Luke. Yeah. Let's give him a big hand. And Jill Duneberg is our state manager. She worked for Romney in 2008 here in Iowa. So, you know, we've got a team that's really focused on Iowa here. We're working very closely with the Victory program with the RNC. Ryan Gooch, formerly with the State Party, he's heading up the Victory with the RNC, and we are working together. We're going to have anywhere from 10, 12, even 14 Victory offices around the state. I know we're getting one right here in Linn County. We're going to have one in Johnson County, one in Scott County. That's what I know of right now in my region. So, you know, we'll definitely have a great place for everybody in this room to bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors to make phone calls and kind of gather there. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. You know, we're really excited. I'm here. I'm gonna work my butt off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm here to win Linn County for Governor Romney because I know how important it is in November for us to defeat President Barack Obama. So with that, I guess, if anybody has any questions for me, I guess I don't have.
How many signs for Saturday's Parade?
I do. I did not realize how robust your organization was here. Luke failed to tell me that. I will let him know after I get my lashing. And I did bring some signs. I only have 2. I have some stickers and bumper stickers as well. They can give. We did put in a huge collateral order. We ordered thousands and thousands of yard signs. Our first shipment came in today of yard signs. If you can get to me what time the parade is on Saturday?
10:30.
10:30? Okay, I'm going to be in Des Moines tomorrow. I will bring some yard signs back as well. Once on my way back, and I can get them to.
What barn signs?
Barn signs, yeah. So I have a sign-up list as well. If you all can come find me, I'm sitting next to Joni. So you can, if you want a barn sign, a yard sign, we're getting 2x4s. Kind of come sign up and let me know. I need your address, and the minute they come in, I'll get them out to us here. But other than that, I look forward to talking with as many people that would like to speak with me afterwards.
Thank you very much.
We'll give Zach a chance to come up maybe after the end of the business meeting here to talk a little bit more about President Romney. There's a couple, yeah, you bet. You bet. If you'll remember, I ran with the sole purpose of defeating Barack Obama, and I still think about that every day. A couple of things that I wanted to make sure that everybody understood. We have an office over next to my company's office, and we're going to be closing that. Jim, I believe we're going to close that the end of July. And part of that process is I'd like permission for the executive committee to go through the materials that we have stored in the basement and decide which materials are worthy of being kept and which materials we can throw away. I'd like a motion that we do that. Jim?
I would like to make that motion to close the office so that we can also support our victory contest and our presidential candidate, as well as all the candidates in this area, with those funds going towards that other effort.
All right, very good. Second?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. Thank you. The next motion I would like would be on the materials. Unless someone has a different, better idea, we do need to go through that. It takes up probably a 10 by 20 space, and we got to make some decisions on it. If you recall, 2 years ago I brought most of this stuff in and set it on the table that I was able to lug in here. We still don't use that equipment. Some of it is just out of date and we're unable to plug it into anything. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Second, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. Thank you. You've heard a little bit about the Victory Office. If you can kind of picture walking across the street from the Long Branch, straight south, there is a, what would you call it, a mini mall, where the jewelry store is and the Bed Bath & Beyond. It's in the building across the street from Long Branch that faces First Avenue. A little quick background, Republican Party of Iowa contacted me about 3 weeks ago. They were looking at a lot of different locations for Renee Schulte. Was part of that team. Ryan Gooch, I think Craig Paulson was involved. They called me also, and they asked me one evening about 7 o'clock if I would go over and take a look at it, and I said, right now? And they said, yes, now. The reason I went over to look at it in the evening is that we wanted to make sure that we had adequate lighting so that if you're arriving after dark or departing after dark, you're not walking out to your car in a dark parking lot. And so this has lighting in the evening. It's a nice office location. It's easy to get you off of First Avenue. It's easy to get to with some practice off of Highway 100. The cost of the Linn County Central Committee, we were asked to kick in on the cost of this office. And I want to tell you that due to your chairman's shrewd negotiating skills, that's not true. Actually, they've got it, RPI is going to take care of the entire cost of that office, and it's $500 a month. So we have no cost involved in the Victory Office. We'll use our funds for those things that will allow us to get candidates elected. I thought you'd jump on that shrewd thing a little bit more. Okay, absentee ballot team. Eric Rosenthal is working with 6 other people across the state to, and I believe it's Stan Gustafson, if I'm not mistaken, is part of he's the director of that operation. They're going to put a concentrated effort on absentee ballots, targeting, as I understand it, from a database that's been created down at, I believe, is that from the House? It's not from RPI.
No, it's, they get it directly from the auditor's office.
Directly from the auditor's office, so it's a very current date. If you have any time, it's not voter vault. It's not our database, but it's a database that's been accumulated from each one of the county auditor's offices for the first district, so it's a very current date. Eric is putting together a team of 20 or 30 leaders to help orchestrate a door-to-door absentee ballot program. And if you could, I'd ask that you try to set aside a day, sometime between now and election time, that you could commit to walking your precinct. This is an important part of our process of getting our candidates elected here in Linn County. Now, it can be any day of the week, but I'm going to ask you at the next meeting if you set aside a day that you can take. You can take your family with you, you can take your kids with you. You can make it a fun event if you want to, or even just go pound on doors. The absentee ballot team will be providing us with some lists, I presume by precinct, that we can go out and get this ball rolling. the Democrats typically kick our can all over the street when it comes to absentee ballots. Next up, voter registration. Also, at the same time when you're door knocking, we're going to do some voter registration in my personal precinct, Monroe 2. I'm going to go call on independents. We had a discussion at the executive committee meeting that generally there was a couple of things. One is join the Republican Party and cut your robocalls in half. That's one of our selling points. Works for me. But there's a lot of reasons. You know, I'll tell you what, one of the interesting things, if you've been in business or if you've been in an organization where you're looking for volunteers, one of the best things you can do is to walk to someone's home or to their place of work if you're welcome there and look them straight in the eye and say, would you join? Would you join the Republican Party? Would you think about it? And I want to tell you about the power of being asked. I think we have a lot of we have a lot of independents that neither party's ever asked them, do you want to be a member of our party? Do you stand for the same thing that we stand for? Are you afraid of where this country's going? And if you are, join our party. It has a lot more power than we think, and the time that we spend doing that will be invaluable. Okay? Cindy. Cindy is going to speak to us just a few moments, please.
I have missed you guys. When I could not run for Senate, I announced to you guys that I was going to be traveling a lot, and I have been, and at the last Central Committee meeting, I was in Washington, D.C., at a meeting with Senator McConnell and Speaker Boehner. And they had about 20, in one meeting there were 20 business owners from around the country, another meeting there were about 70 of us. So with Senator McConnell, it was the day that they were talking about the budget process. And what they needed from us, and we were business owners from different states and different walks of life. I happened to be there. We have a service company. It's a training company that does international training as well as domestic. We work with a lot of the major universities and medical organizations. But I was also there as a Farm Bureau member with the agricultural arena and talking about how regulations, each one of us gave a story, a very specific story about how the current regulatory environment was harming our economy, harming businesses, harming the job creation, and those of us that create jobs, sign the paychecks, provide employment. And so one of the things that we learned from Senator McConnell is that all the statistics, you can spin them however you want. They needed real-life stories. So while I miss being here with you guys, it was really rewarding knowing that they were listening. I have heard some of those stories being repeated in the news media about how the regulatory nonsense is really harming our country. And if you have a story, make sure you get it out there. Make sure you write a letter to the editor. Make sure we need to let people know that this is not a battle of rich versus poor. That is what our opponents are doing. They are really generating class warfare. And it is the one-on-one stories, it is the real-life experiences of employees, employers, the people that make this country move, that is going to impact those people that are sitting on the sidelines saying, oh, it's all just politics, you can't do anything about it. We really can. We can impact it. But I'd like to, on this absentee voter thing, for those of you who are relatively new here, I lost in November with absentee votes. But now it wasn't just absentee votes from people who could not get to the polls. It was a coordinated, concerted effort of the Democrats to go out door to door and collect those absentee ballots, and they would tell people, oh, little lady, I'm sorry, you filled it out wrong. Rip it up and throw it away. Why don't you apply for another one? Well, you can't do that. You can't send in for a second ballot. They were intimidating people to fill out their ballots the right way and vote for Linn. So we need to, in our absentee ballot drive, there's an interesting thing that happens, because I went door to door looking for absentee ballots. Most Republicans don't want somebody else touching their ballot. They're very independent thinkers. Most independents won't fill out a voter registration and give it right to you. But what we have to do is we have to educate them that nobody else has a right to handle their ballot. Nobody else has a right to tell them to look at it when they filled it out. No one else has that right, and if we don't educate them, they are intimidated by our opponents into showing them, oh, how did you fill it out? Here, let me help you. So we need to do that, or we're going to lose again. We need to get out there and educate people.
Thank you, Cindy. Is there any new business? Steve gave me a trophy. That's not exactly true. Last year,
I want to explain the difference. That was the downtown people.
you can explain it. I was going to explain it for you.
And last year, I got second place with the help of you people. The downtown.
Use the mic, Steve.
Freedom Festival. Last year, second place. Isn't that a nice trophy? Yeah. Here's this year, the Hobie Days in Czech Village. They gave me a third place trophy that's twice as much, so they must have better money or something. I don't know. Anyway, what we got going here Saturday, we've got Toopers. Is anybody here from the Linn campaign?
Finley?
You need to get a hold of them, because we got the downtown parade Saturday morning is for the Linn people.
They've already called.
Okay. And then I've got my little old fire truck and whoever I can hustle up to do Hiawatha. I was the mayor when we started Hog Wild Days 30 years ago, and I had the foresight to start a parade, and then now I bought a truck so we can have fun. And anybody's welcome to come over. It's on Robbins Road, and I need about a half a dozen people. I've even got some candy left over from Hobie Days, so you won't even get hit up for more candy unless you want to bring some. I need a half a dozen people, about 9 or 9:30 over on Robbins Road.
Your request tonight was no signs?
Yeah, I need signs from any candidate that wants to try and get elected.
We have a Ben Lang barn sign at the Linn County Central Committee office.
I need one of those.
So we'll bring it over. We've got a big barn sign. Any other new business? And seeing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
No, we have, we haven't given Emma.
Okay, I'm sorry. All
Emma
right.
and Robert.
Oh, is that on the agenda?
Yes. You just were skipping around all over the place.
All right, I'm sorry.